Hello friends, in this session we are going to see some questions from partnership. Now the concept behind the topic partnership is the ratio, and plus in some questions you might need the help from topic percentage, average, but predominantly the topic used will be ratio. In our ratio video we have covered the concept of partnership. We have taken some questions as well. In this session we are going to see questions from previous year and some good questions from this topic. But as a revision, let us quickly see what partnership is. Let's say there are two persons, A and B. They started a business together where A invested 1,000 rupees and B invested 3,000 rupees into the business. At the end of the year, say the profit is 24,000. This is the profit they made at the end of year. So in what ratio they should be dividing this profit? Obviously, they can't divide it at half because A's investment was lesser. So he should be getting less out of this profit. So the profit they should be dividing in this ratio. So A and B, because their investment is in this ratio, 1,000 is to 3,000 or 1 is to 3. They should be dividing the profit in the ratio 1 is to 3. So out of 24,000, if you divide it 1 to 3, it is 6,000 and 18,000. So A should be getting 6,000, B should be getting 18,000. This is how the partners divide the profit between themselves as per investment of first person is to investment of second person in the ratio of their investment when the duration is equal. If both have invested for same amount of time, then this is the scenario. But what if the time duration is different? This time, let's say A started the business investing 1,000. B does not invest in beginning. After 3 months, B also invested, let's say 3,000. He invested after 3 months. Then in what ratio they should be now dividing the profit? Because A's investment 1,000 is for entire 12 months and B's investment because he invested after 3 months. So he's 3,000 into the business for 9 months. If we consider the profit after year. So let's say at the end of the year, if profit is 26,000, now the duration should also come into the picture because the person who is invested for more duration accordingly should get more. So between A and B, they are now going to divide the profit as investment of first person into its duration is to investment of second person into its duration. This is the ratio in which they should be dividing the profit. That is 1,000 into 12 is to 3,000 into 9. This is how they divide their profit. If you cancel out zeros, and this is 3 is 4 times. So 4 is to 9 is the ratio in which A and B should divide their profit. So 4 plus 9 is 13. This is 13 is 2,000 times. So this will become 2,000. That is 8,000. This will become 2,000 times. That is 18,000. So B should be getting 18,000 rupees. A should be getting 8,000 rupees out of total 26,000. So if the duration is different along with the investment, then the profit will be getting divided according to investment into duration, investment into duration. Easy? So this is the basic concepts of the partnership. We'll see some questions. And with questions, we'll learn better. Three firms, A, B, and C, invested 9 lakh, 7 lakh 50,000 and 12 lakh 50,000 respectively. Firm B invested for 8 years, firm C for 6 and A for 10 years. Find the ratio of the profits. So we know A, B, C. Investment here is 9 lakh. And its duration is 10 years. So we know investment into duration. Investment of B is 7 lakh 50,000 and the duration is 8 years. And for C, the investment is 12 lakh 50,000 and the duration is 6 years. So the profit will be getting divided in this ratio. So we can just cancel out 4 zeros up front. Then we can divide it by 25. So 900 means 4 into 9. That will be 36 is to 24 is to 30. Again, we can divide it by 6. So it will be 6 is to 4 is to 5. So 6 is to 4 is to 5. is the ratio in which they will divide their profit. Easy. Let's see one more. Two partners A and B started business by investing 2,50,000 and 4 lakh respectively. C joined after 4 months with the sum of 6,50,000. If the total profit at the end of the year was 65,000, find the share of C. So because A and B invested together, their duration is same, and we are being asked about only C's share. So we can consider A and B as a single unit. So rather than having ratio of 3 parameters, we can just have ratio of 2 parameters. So A and B we can consider as a single unit and C as a separate unit. So A and B together invested 2,50,000 plus 4 lakh, that is 6,50,000, and they invested for 12 months. C invested 6,50,000 and he invested for 8 months because he joined after 4 months. So this is the ratio in which they should be dividing their profit. This gets cancelled. That means the profit will be divided in the ratio 3:2. So if the profit entire is 65,000, we have to divide it in the ratio 3:2. We are asked what is the share of C. So 3 plus 2 is 5. In the ratio world, it is 5. Actually, total profit is 65,000, which is 13,000 times. So this also will get 13,000 times, means 26,000. Basically, you just have to divide 65,000 in this ratio. So the share of C will be 26,000, option number 4. Easy. Let's see one more. A invested 70,000 for 6 months and 21,000 for another 6 months. So in case of A, you are going to write 17 because it is 1,000 everywhere. So we can just let go these 3 zeros upfront because ultimately we just consider about ratio. So we can just take 17 for 6 months and A invested 21 for another 6 months. So if there are two investment with its different durations, we can write in portion of A 17 investment for 6 months, 21 investment for 6 months, and there will be addition sign in between. For B, 22 for 5 months and 18 for 7 months. We are asked the ratio. So this is 102 plus 126. That will be 228. And this will be 110 plus 126. That will be 236. This is the ratio we are asked. So if we divide by 4 5s are 4 7s are 4 5s are 4 9s are. So 57:59 is the ratio in which they are going to divide their profit. Let's see one more. A got double the profit than B in a business. A and B invested 32 and 2,800 respectively. Find the ratio of the years. So again, we can just let go 0 zeros. So A invested 32, let's say for X years, and B invested 28, let's say for Y years. We are asked the ratio between X and Y, ratio of number of years or amount of duration. This ratio should be equal to 2:1 because ultimately A got double the profit than B. So they should be dividing the profit in the ratio 2:1. So you can do cross multiplication. 32X should be equal to 56Y. That gets us X upon Y is equal to 56 upon 32. Dividing by 4 or 8 it is 7 upon 4. So X is 2Y. The ratio of their durations should be 7 upon 4. D invested this much for 3 years. So 1210 for 3 years. Plus, because he's again investing, if you see, D again invested this much for 7. So 2410 for 7. E invested this much for 9, 3450 for 9 years. And this much for 1, 1750 for 1 year. You are asked what is the ratio of the profit. So just calculate this. Solve this, it will be 20,500. And this will be 32,800. So if you take the ratio, 0 zeros will be cancelled out like this. This is 45's 5 times, 41's 5 times, and it is 41's 8 times. So the ultimate ratio between these two numbers will be 5:8. PQR invest 14,000, 18,000, 24,000 respectively. So we can just take PQR. They invested 14, 18, and 24. So the ratio will be 7:9:12. The ultimate profit is this much. What is the difference between profit share of P and Q? So we know P is getting 7 parts out of 16 and 12, 28 parts. So P is getting 7 parts of 28 parts and Q is getting 9 parts of 28 parts. That means the difference between these two will be 2 parts of 28 parts of 25,480. So just divide it by 14. It is 14's one time. It should be 1820 according to me. Let's see what. It could be 2670 as well. Yes, it is 1820. Easy. Let's see one more. Tonu invested 10% more investment of Monu and Sonu invested 10% less than Monu. So there are 3 persons, Tonu, Monu, and Sonu. If Monu invested, let's say 100 rupees, Tonu is 10% more than him. So Tonu will be 110 rupees. And Sonu is 10% less than him. Monu, that is 90 rupees. So they are going to divide their profit in this ratio. 11:10:9. They are asking if the total investment of these 360. So they are just asking about investment, not even asking about the profit. So 60,000 we have to divide in the ratio 11:10:9. They are asking what is the investment of Monu. So Monu invested 10 parts out of total 30 parts of 60,000. So that means 20,000. So Monu invested 20,000. Okay, let's see some previous year questions now. A, B, and C jointly thought of engaging themselves in a business venture. It was agreed that A would invest 65 for 6 months. So A, in portion of A, will write 65. We can let go 2 zeros upfront because it is 0 everywhere anyways. So A invested 65 for 6 months. B invested 84 for 5 months. And C invested 100 for 3 months. A wants to be working member, for which he was to receive 5% of the profit. The profit was this much. So first of all, we'll calculate the ratio in which they are going to divide their profit. So if we can just cancel out 5 first. So it is 13 times. This 5 goes and this is 20 times. Then again, we can cancel out 6. So 6 goes from here. This is 14. And this 3 goes with 10. This means 13, 14, 10. 13 13:14:10 is the ratio in which they are going to divide their profit. Now, this is the profit, but first A gets 5% of it. So as a salary, A upfront gets 5% of it. So remaining will be 95% of it. So 95% only we have to divide in this ratio. So out of which how much B is going to get? So B is going to get 14 parts of total 13 plus 14 plus 10, that is 37 parts. 37's 2 times is 17, 7,400, 0 gets cancelled. So 95 into 2 into 14. This is what you have to do. 2660 will be the answer. Easy. Let's see one more. ABC started a business with the investment of 42, 36, and 24. You can upfront let go 0 zeros. After 4 months from the start of business, A invested, you can say 10 more. After 6 months from the start of business, B and C invested additional amounts in the respective ratio of 1:2. If at the end of 10 months, they receive profit of 2820 and A's share in the profit was this. So we can first of all keep A separate and B and C as a unit. So A invested 42. His 42 is there for 4 months, or this 42 you can say for the business is run for 10 months. So this 42 he invested for 10 months. And later on, after 4 months, he again invested 10 more. So this 10 will be there for 6 months because the business is running only for 10 months. B and C, they together invested 36 plus 24, 60. These 60 are there for 10 months. And after 6 months from the start of business, that means for 4 months, they again invested in the ratio 1:2. So let's say B if invested X more, C is going to invest 2X more. That means they are going to invest 3X more. So those 3X rupees will be there for 4 months. So how they are going to divide their profit between A separate and B and C as a unit? A is going to get 1200. So out of 2820, if A is getting 1200, B and C together, they are going to get 1620. That means they are going to divide this profit in the ratio 340 times 3 5s are 3 4s are, that is 20:27. So this ratio should be 20:27. Let's solve this. 420 plus 60. This is 480. This is 600 plus 12x. So we know if that is getting 24 times, this should also get 24 times. (27 into 24 will be 648. So this total should be 648. That means 12x should be equal to 48 because there is already 600. So that gets us x is equal to 4. That means the additional amount invested by B is 4. But because we have cut down 2 zeros, that means we have scaled it down by 100 times. So we'll have to now scale it up by 100 times. So 4 becomes 400. So additional amount that B invested would be 400. Option number E. Easy. Let's see one more. A invested 4,000 and B invested 1,000 more than A. So if A invested 4,000, B is going to invest 5,000. 1,000 more than A. After 8 months, C invested 3,000. C invested 3,000. Profit is said to be after at the end of year. So A's 4,000 will be for 12 months. B's also will be for 12 months, but C's will be for only 4 months as he invested after 8 months. So this is how they are going to divide their profit. We can let go 0 zeros like this. Again, we can divide by 4, 4. So it becomes 12:2. 15:3. Again, we can divide by 3, 3. 4:5:1. So if C's share is 700, so if one part is 700, the total part, which is total profit, which is 10 parts, total is going to be 7,000. So the answer here is 7,000. Okay. If he's getting 700, he will be getting 5 times, he'll be getting 4 times. Just add these all. That will be 7,000. P invested 60% more than Q and R invested 20% more than Q. So if I say Q invested 10 rupees or 10, there is P and there is R. P invested 60% more means 16. And R invested 20% more means 12. So they are investing as if 16 rupees, 10 rupees, 12 rupees. Their time periods duration is in the ratio 2:4:3. That means if P invested for 2 months, his duration is 2. Q's duration will be 4 and R's duration will be 3. So in this ratio, they will be getting the profit. If you simplify it, that will be if you divide by 4. It is 4 2s are 8 is to 10 is to 9. In this ratio, they will divide their profit. They are saying if sum of profit of Q and R, if Q plus R, which is 19 in the ratio world, is actually 8550, which is 19's 450 times. So this will also get 450 times. 450 times of 8 is 3600. So the answer here is 3600. Let's see next one. A and B entered into a partnership by investing some amounts. The investment of A is twice the investment of B. Another person C joined them after 4 months. At the end of year, profit share of A and C is equal. So A, B, C. If let's say B invested 1 rupees, A is going to invest 2 rupees because investment of A is twice of B. Another person, we don't know how much C invested for. How much C invested? But he invested after 4 months. So B's investment is there for 12 months. A's investment is also there for 12 and B's also for 12. C's investment is there for 8 months. So, if share of A and C are going to be equal, so that means the ultimate product of investment into duration should be equal, right? So if this is 24, this should also be 24. That means C invested 3 rupees basically. But it is not asked. The concern only is find the profit share of B is what percent of profit share of C. So profit share of B will be this much. Profit share of C will be this much. So it is how much percent? So if he is getting 12 parts, he is getting 24 parts, which is half of it. That is 50%. So B will be getting 50% of C. And it's very easy. Because if B's investment is half of A, B should get half of A. And A and C, if they are getting equal, B should be getting half of C as well. So 50% of C. Easy. Let's see this one. A started business with initial investment of 1200. A is there who started with 1200. X months after the start of business, B joined with initial investment of 1500. A total profit was 1950 at the end of the year. B's share was 750. So we don't know for how many months B invested for, but we know that A invested for 12 months because the profit is said at the end of year. So let's say B invested for Y months. So this is the ratio in which they should be dividing the profit. So if B's share is 750 out of 1950, so A will be getting 1200. So this is the ratio in which they will divide the profit. This is 15's 5 times, 15's 8 times. So 8:5 is the ratio. You can just let go 0 zeros. You can do cross multiplication. So 12 into 12 into 5 should be equal to 8 into 15 into Y. So this is 18 times, this is 3 times. So Y will be equal to 6. That means Y invested for 6 months. That means he invested after 6 months. And that is what it is asked. After how many months he invested? So he invested after 6 months. Option number B. ABC started a business with their investment in the ratio 1:2:4. After 6 months, A invested half more as before. So if initially A invested 1, B invested 2 rupees, C invested 4 rupees initially. After 6 months, he is going to invest half more. So these 1 rupees is for only 6 months. After 6 months, because the profit is calculated at the end of it. So for next 6 months, the share of A is going to be 1 plus half because he is investing half more. So earlier 1 rupees plus half more, that is 1 and half, that is 3/2 rupees. So investment 1 is for 6 months. For next 6 months, his investment is 3/2. P invested 2 rupees for 6 months. And after 6 months, P invested same as amount as before. So now for the next 6 months, his investment will be 4. 2 more rupees he invested. While if C invested 4 rupees for 6 months, for next 6 months, he removed 1/4 of his investment. So 1/4 of 4 he removed. That means 1 rupee he removed. There is only 3 rupees now in C's investment. So this is the ratio in which they should be dividing their profit. That is what it is asked. So 6 plus 9, 15 is to 12 plus 24, 36 is to 24 plus 18, 42. If we divide by 3, it becomes 5 is to 12 is to 14. 5 is to 12 is to 14 is the ratio in which they will divide their profit. Easy? Okay, let's see this. ABC invested in the business in the ratio 6 is to 8 is to 9. P invested for a period whose numerical value is 112.5% of B's investment. So B's investment is 8. It's 112.5% we have to calculate. So this is 12.5's 9 times. This is 8 times. 8 goes. So what remains is 9. That means B's duration is 9 months. That's what it means. Its numerical value is his investments 112.5%. While A and C invested for 1 year. So A invested 6 rupees for 1 year. B invested 8 rupees for 9 months. And C invested 9 rupees for 1 year. That is 12 months. If profit of B at the end of year is this, what is the share of C? So if B is getting 16,750, they're asking what is the share of C. So let go of A. We know this ratio between B and C should be equal to, this is to X. So 9 goes off. This is 2 is to 3. So just do cross multiplication. 2X should be equal to 3 into 16,750. X's value will be, this is 8 times, 3 times, 7 times, 5 times. 8,375 into 2. So 24,900 something. Calculate this. I think it should be, yes, 25,125 is the answer. Let's see one more. Two friends, Pinky and Rinky, entered into partnership by investing an amount of 6,000 and 9,000. So we know we can let go 0 zeros like this. Ratio of the period of investment is 2 is to 3. So Pinky and Rinky. Pinky, if invested 6 rupees, the duration is 2. Rinky, if invested 9 rupees, the duration is 3. So this is the ratio in which they should be dividing their profit. That is 4 is to 9. If actually Rinky is getting 45,000, which is 5,000 times, so she should also get 5,000 times. That is 20,000. So Pinky's share should be 20,000. Easy. Let's see one last question. 3 partners PQR invested in the ratio 2 is to 5 is to 7 at the end of 6 months. So PQR. P invested, let's say 2. Those 2 rupees will be for 6 months. And Q and R together they are investing 12 rupees. Now P added some more amount such that his investment now becomes equal to half the sum of Q and R. Now Q and R's half is 6. So for the next 6 months, because the profit is calculated at the end of the year, so for the next 6 months, he invests such that his total investment becomes 6, half of their investment. So for the next 6 months, his investment is 6. This is in the portion of P. Q invested 5 rupees for 12 months and R invested 7 rupees for 12 months. So this is the ratio in which they will divide their profit. So this is 12 and 18. 36 and 12. That is 48 is to 60 is to 84. If we divide by 12, this is 4 is to 5 is to 7. They are saying Q's share in the profit is, if this actually is getting 425, means 85 times. So total profit means 12 plus 4, 16 should also get 85 times. So what is the total profit? If his share is this much, is the total share. So 16 times of 85. 1360. 1360 will be the answer. I hope you got this. So as you can see, any exam, if you observe for PO level to clerk level, the questions are not going to be difficult, especially apart from RBI grade B. We don't have time to solve the question. That's why they can't be asking lengthy questions or multiple action. In RBI grade B, sometimes they can ask lengthy question on this topic, but again, there is a no as such time limit for RBI grade B, because the cutoff is so low. You can take your time. You just have to be accurate. So you should understand the question carefully, do your calculations accordingly. But concept-wise, there is not much in this. So you should not leave these questions. Okay. Thank you for watching this video. Bye-bye. Have a good day.